Glenn, how are you?
All right, David. Yeah, no problem.
It's great to see you again. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
No problem at all.
Glenn has been a beta test. Well, he's been using many of our products over the years, and he's recently beta tested the new IDMarkz, which by the time this views, it should be out. So you can go check it out over on Markzware.com. Before we jump into Glenn's experiences with the new product, maybe you can tell us a bit more about yourself, Glenn?
I've been a graphic designer for over 30 years. Worked at all different levels. Started out on the paste-up table.
Wow.
So I've seen how the industry has completely changed. QuarkXPress, and then I made the move to InDesign when it came out as version 1.
Wow.
It wasn't really usable until version 1.52. That was when it really started coming into its own. It was actually at a speed that you could use it.
Right.
And since then just carried on. But I've recently had sort of issues where I've had to sort of cut back on finances. So I've dropped Creative Cloud. So IDMarkz was something I was very interested in when I saw the beta testing email.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah, Glenn's a book designer and, well, graphic designer in general, but also did a lot of books. I guess you also did the Jaws cover back when, am I correct?
Yeah, I did the 30th year anniversary when I worked at Pam Macmillan. That was a lovely job to do.
Yeah, that was a great movie, you know.
Yeah.
Scared the wits out of me back then. I don't know if I want to watch it again, actually, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Glenn, great. So for the people that don't know, IDMarkz is a tool that helps you, well, maybe let's try this. Glenn, maybe you could give like the elevator pitch. What is IDMarkz from Markzware, the new product?
Well, it's a lifesaver if you've worked on things in CC. I had someone call me about a possible job, and they wanted an updated version of my CV. Tried to open up my CV in CS6 and got presented with it's been designed in a more recent version of InDesign. So I fired up IDMarkz, and within seconds I was up and running. So it's an absolute lifesaver.
Yeah. Yeah, and in a nutshell, what it does, IDMarkz is a tool for Creative Cloud as well as CS users alike. It's a tool that will allow you to, number one, preview InDesign files, number two, export InDesign files, and number three, even convert InDesign files to many other file formats, including Affinity Publisher, QuarkXPress, etc., which I'm sure Glenn will touch on in a moment.
I think the most useful thing I can think for it is in marketing departments where they may not have a license for InDesign. It means they've got files from the designer, they can have a quick preview, export a PNG if they need to for Amazon or whatever, and they're up and running very, very quickly.
Right, that's a great point. Yes, you can. One of the exporting features, you can export in many various formats, including PNGs or JPEGs or TIFFs, whatever. This could be a great thing for marketing, for social media use.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Where I used to work, I can imagine the people working in the marketing department making huge use of this program.
Right. You can take a catalog from your company. You know it's an InDesign. You know you don't have InDesign. You wish you did, but you don't. Drop it on IDMarkz and take whatever page, drop it on your desktop, and you get a PDF or a ping or whatever you want out of that page. Interesting. Good idea. Yeah. And what's some other first impressions of IDMarkz?
Well, just very, very positive. I mean,
how do you like that PDF export functionality?
It's the speed of IDMarkz is so impressive. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, for most designers who are not using Creative Cloud, if they're still on CC, this is a no-brainer. It is the kind of application that is going to make a week possible.
Excellent. Well said, Glenn. Very well said. And have you tried any of the open-in functionality? Drop an InDesign file and open it in one of the other applications that's possible in IDMarkz?
Well, I've not got an up-to-date version of QuarkXPress, but I'm very interested in the other possibilities it can offer. It's it's a really thoughtful idea to put the Affinity Publisher in there, because I think that program is going to go places. You know,
Right.
it's very, very usable.
Yep.
It's got some really interesting features, and like all Affinity software, it's actually very, very good.
Yeah. Affordable and intuitive, and yeah,
just a really solid piece of software. And I think for a lot of people out there that like to produce design work but haven't got a big budget, that software is going to fly off the shelves.
Right. You're using a Mac, obviously. Yeah, you're like full Mac user.
Yeah, I've got a mid 2015 MacBook Pro, and it literally flies on that. So I can imagine on the brand new 16-inch MacBook Pro, it is going to run like grease lightning.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. It's very easy to use IDMarkz, isn't it? You just drag and drop a file.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an exercise in making great software.
The engineers will be happy to hear that one. Thank you, Glenn. It's very true, actually. Yeah, well said once again. Well, how about for existing? Before we close off here, how about for existing Creative Cloud users? How would you see IDMarkz potentially being usable?
For Creative Cloud users, I'd say it's still essential because of the speed.
Right.
It creates a PDF. It creates an IDML much quicker. Yeah, I know in InDesign CC you've got the ability to package a document and create the IDML at the same time, but you don't always remember to tick that. And having an application that can very quickly create the IDML, much quicker than InDesign does.
Yeah.
For me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's something that I think everyone should get. Any creative professional should get this.
Well said. Thank you, Glenn. For existing Creative Cloud users, the little file info window or mini pre-flight is very handy to see before you open the file what are you dealing with.
See what fonts you've got, whether any images are missing. You know, it's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, great. I think on that we'll leave it at that. I think you covered all the bases. You're obviously a fan of the new IDMarkz.
Yep, definitely.
And once again,
The moment I opened it up and it saved the day with that CV, I thought this is groundbreaking. It's one of those programs that's going to change people's lives.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Great. You guys have literally thought of everything.
Excellent. Very good. Glenn, thank you so much for your time.
That's okay. No problem at all.
You have a great day.
And you.